Hello, today we're going to be learning how to arm, taxi, and take off with the A10. First thing I'll do is show you what I typically take as a loadout on the A10. Go to Communications menu, Parent menu, Ground Crew, and Rearm and Refuel. I have a standard load for myself saved as a loadout. This includes a CBU 97, the T-Pod, Mavericks, APKWS, the armor penetrating variant, the GBU 38, and then I have another 7 APKWS high explosive. I also carry ECM pod here. Also note that I only take 50% fuel. The A10 has an extremely long loader time. You don't need 100% fuel in most situations.
Request rearming. Copy. Rearming complete.
So the reason I'm doing this is because I want to show you what you need to do to start the A10 up so you can get into the action quick. The DSMS, you have to load all of your weapons that you just chose to have armed up on your airplane. So you're going to hit COM and hold it down, and then you can add something to that menu bar on the bottom. I'm going to add load. So we click load. Click down here to add that load to our menu bar on the bottom. Then we click load again, and now we want to load off. Now we wait until all the asterisks pop back up here, and then you know you're ready to go. While this is loading, what I typically do is go through just a routine setup every time. I always just flip that off, come over here, turn your fuel gauge over here to internal. You see, we only have internal fuel, and then I always flip my mirrors down. If you have a slower computer, you may not want to flip the mirrors down. Now you can see that all the asterisks have popped back up. Go to our DSMS page, and you see that all of our weapons are now on point. And again, that was DSMS, or Digital Stores Management System. This is how you control all your weapons. So in order to select different weapons, you say GBU 38s if you want to select those, or your M282 APKWS. Here's your AGM-65 Hellfires. Here's the other high explosive APKWS, and then here's that CBU 97. You always want to save that profile so that your weapons will always be in the same place. If you load them in different places, then they're going to be in different places here. Now, as part of my routine startup, I get that DSMS loaded, and then I immediately hit TGP. You see that it takes time to warm up. If you're playing by yourself, then there's no need to set your laser codes, but because we are using laser-guided weapons, if you're playing on the multiplayer server, it would be a good idea to set your laser codes. That is a little bit complicated, but it's not too hard, so let me run you through that real quick. So if you're in your DSMS page here, you hit inventory, and so let's choose the M282 APKWS, and you see it's flashing laser code 1688 is what we have there. So we click that, and then because that's a rocket, we click rocket, go up here to our upfront controller, and I always use 1222. You can see there 1222. Then you hit your laser code, and then because there's stores on both sides of the airplane for this, when you load symmetric here, and that'll actually set the laser code for both sides of the airplane. Now here's a different one because we only have one set of APKWS high explosive on this store. Here we go. But that one we're still in inventory, but that one is a rocket 1222, and then laser code, so it got changed. And now just regular load, because you don't want to load symmetric, this is load 1, so that just changes that. If you load symmetric, it's going to try to load it over there too. You're going to screw up your DSMS page and have to go all the way back over to the load all, and start over. So now that our TGP is up here, the way you set your laser code over here, go here to ground, and then control, and here's your laser, so 1222. Punch that in there and you're done. Just hit return. Now everything is set up to code 1222. If we had, say, GBU 12s or something like that, you might see that when you go to your inventory, so for instance, you could have a GBU on this page. So you would say it's a GBU 12, and then the laser code would be over here. There might be a slightly different spot on your screen depending on what weapon you're doing. The rockets are always over there. GBUs are over here. Once we're done with our inventory, just hit DSMS again, and we're out of the inventory, and now we're back in the place where we can just select whatever weapon we want to use. So this video is predominantly just on how to set your stores and just taxi and take off and back in for a landing, and then the next video we're going to actually go into shooting some of these weapons. So right now we're just going to taxi, take off. If you're really heavy, you want to set your flaps full. If you're regular load, and then mid-range flaps will be fine. The A10 is very easy to fly, very easy to take off, very easy to land. When you get 60 to 70 miles per hour, you're going to hit the nose wheel steering button to turn it off. Lift off at 140, gear up immediately. About 150 miles per hour, bring your first launch of flaps up, and then when you get to about 160 to 170, you can bring the flaps the rest of the way up. dropping our flip. Lower the gear. When approaching about 180 miles per hour.
Altitude, altitude. Full steering back on at 60 miles per hour. Alright, hope that helps.